I'm looking at my notes, Kratz, and I noticed they said there won't be any special unis with the players' nicknames. No? That's
What?
confirmed? We were talking about that as if that was back. You guys had me fooled. Like it was coming
I
back. It's not
I
back?
was fooled. No, that's what I thought. I thought the nicknames were back on. I thought they
Said
had.
who? Who told you that? Who told you the nicknames were back on? You got
I
Manfred
read too
Online 1?
many. I read too many. No, I thought this was a before the season kind of thing. Like I thought they announced it in spring training. Let me go back in my files.
Okay, go back in your files because apparently this was pulled from the league site today. So they usually know what they're talking about. We got no fancy nicknames on the back of the unis. See, in today's social media world, that would play well. And it did play well from 2017 to 2019. I'm not going to harp on this for a while, Todd Father, but just like the All Star game uniforms, and that's a more passionate topic, we fixed that. Can we make Players Weekend a nickname thing on the back of the jerseys again next go round?
Can we make it better? Can this is just silly, man. Why can't you just change a little bit to make the fans love this game even more? I mean, to have a guy have some funny nicknames like Aaron Hicks was AA Ron. There's awesome nicknames to be made out there. I mean, I just don't understand it. There's got to be some logic behind it that I'm not understanding. Oh yeah, you can make personalized cleats, all right? Or can you make your bats
Yeah.
personalized? Yeah, but
Yeah. But like,
do it.
whatever. I mean,
Go
that's
through it
cool, but
all. Do the whole
yeah.
thing, man. Some guys might not even get in a bat during the game, so it's like, come on, finish the whole thing out. I think that'd be pretty cool to see that. And MLB, you can auction off the uniforms and make money, and send them to another charity. Like something that's just so simple. I don't know why they don't do it, but some players like to keep their cleats. If you want the truth, they're so cool. They could hang them up in their man cave or something else. Like not everybody wants to give all their stuff away all the time. So, little disappointing by MLB not having the jerseys. I got to be honest.
I'm so disappointed in this, and I'll make it quick just because we don't need to keep harping on MLB. The B in MLB is clearly boring. You can wear custom cleats all season now. Ooh, so they're allowing them to have a bat that they customize? Like, come on, like you don't have to just get off your hands, allow the players to just do something. To me, I don't know about Todd, but I still have my Players Weekend jersey. I think it's something that is unique, and they may overplay it sometimes in the sense of like, oh, we're just going to use his nickname the whole game. But to me, I thought it was fun, and but hey, the B stands for boring, I guess.
If it's just for a weekend, it's not going to get overplayed. Yeah, if you're doing it over a long period of time, cool. I get it. That's too much. But over a weekend is the perfect time. And I will say, I do love the customized bats. I do think that's really cool. I went to a game, I
Sure.
think it was last year during Players Weekend. A lot of the guys had like the crayon bats. It looks cool. It looks
They're
cool in
so cool.
person. It looks cool in pictures. But let's do more, right? And those play well for the younger crowd, for us. They stand out. We just want things that look different, right? You go through a long season. We're in the dog days of August. Let's do more. I didn't know about that. Let's go over some matchups. We're going to save Dodgers Padres. That's its own beast. But I actually want to start with Texas and Toronto going at it this weekend. So Toronto's obviously trying to keep their spot at the top of the division. And right now they're in good shape. Although I will say Boston's had a pretty nice run. I know this week was down for them. They're 5 games back. Looked at Boston's schedule. It's got some soft spots. So Toronto's got to keep up, right? 71 and 51 on the year. And they're taking on a Rangers team coming up here that needs to get going quickly. They're 3.5 games out of a wild card, and they have another team to leap ahead of just to get there. Here it is. So you've got the Mariners, the Red Sox, and the Yankees currently holding wild card seats in the American League. Cleveland is just a half a game back. Texas
Yeah.
is 3.5 back. Kansas City's 4 back, and the Angels are 5 back. So if the Rangers want to make a push, you got to get going soon, right? We're at about the 40 game mark left to go in the year. It's DeGrom on the mound tonight against Chris Bassett. Saturday is Patrick Corbin against Eric Lauer, and then Nate Eovaldi against Jose Barrios. the concern usually is the same concern that we've had for 2 years with Texas. Are they going to score enough runs in this game? And for Toronto, I mean, yeah, they're still bringing vibes. Kratz, even yesterday, they pull off a win. Big Vladdy homer. Max Scherzer looked really good. And the Owen Casey at bat, I thought was just perfectly played, right? This is a kid for the Cubs who makes his debut. He's from Canada. They give him the really respectful, nice ovation from the Canadian crowd, Canada nice. And then he gets absolutely robbed by David Schneider, who probably made the best defensive play he's made in his life. I mean, that was incredible out there in left field. Oh, nice, we have it. That's a beauty right there.
Diving backwards to ruin the Redheads' debut. I mean, it would be his first at bat, double in the left center gap, in front of the family, and it would have been off of Scherzer too. You would have had an opportunity to be like, oh yeah, my first big league hit was just a rocket double in the gap off a future Hall of Famer. My bad.
First pitch too, Todd Frazier swung at the first pitch of his career, and he hit it pretty good. He drilled it.
Yeah, and that's where you're like, oh man, is this how the major leagues is going to be? That's a shame. You want to get your first hit out of the way. Your first swing, and I went up there like I'm swinging no matter what, and he did. He got a good pitch to hit, and now you're like, oh man, okay, all right, I'll be fine. The next thing you know, you're like 0 for 12, 0 for 15. You're like, this is his fault, but no, he'll be just fine. It was a spectacular play. Give it up for the kid.
Yeah, and also, I mean, we'll move it right to the Cubs here. They're taking on the Pirates for 3 games this weekend. Kratz, the division looks like a long shot. They're in a pretty comfortable position, especially with a team like the Mets falling apart right now. And even the Mets are still in a wild card seat right ahead of the Reds. But for Chicago, they still have to solve their offense. Their offense has gone quiet, and they've lost their last 3 series against the Reds, the Cardinals, and the Blue Jays. Cubs and Dodgers holding those first 2 wild card spots. Feels weird to say that about LA. And then the Mets at 64 and 57, just a half game clear of Cincinnati. And then there's a little more separation after that. But this should be the medicine that you need. You catch a Pittsburgh team that's lost 5 in a row, and they've been stumbling around. So they haven't been in it for a long period of time. They can blitz you in a series or 2, but coming off what they just did against Milwaukee, it would kind of be embarrassing. I mean, you look at the way that Milwaukee manhandled them, and Chicago does have some big names in their lineup. This is part of why they brought up Owen Casey, but this could be the way to get them going. I mean, especially when you look at the bullpen, Kratz, like it's not the same. You lost Bednar. Like this should be the time period where Pirates are trying guys out. Cubs should be able to take advantage.
Okay, but you said the Cubs need to work on their offense. The Cubs don't need to work on their pitching. Their pitching is going to be kind of what it is. I think their pitching is kind of a mid-rotation. I think their bullpen has to step up. But to me, you talked about the offense. You don't want to go into Pittsburgh. I was trying to look up who's starting the next few days for the Pirates, and I'm glitching, so I can't see it. But you're going to face some decent starting pitching. That's not what you want to see when your offense is just not clicking. You don't want to go into Toronto and see Gausman and see Barrios and see I forget who else threw against them. But, Scherzer yesterday. You don't want to see a Lauer. You want to see a team that maybe has a little bit of a softer starting rotation. I was trying to see if the Pirates are going to –
I got you here.
Who are the 3?
Braxton Ashcraft for game 1.
Who's throwing really well.
That's definitely – he's throwing well, but that's definitely hittable stuff. I mean, he's not going to outstuff you, right? He might out-command and control you, but you're not facing, cream of the crop here. He's okay, but you should be able to beat him up if you're a first division offense. Mike Burrows in start number 2 for the Pirates, and I know there's a contingent of fans right now that are like, I don't know who any of these guys are. And then TBD on Sunday. Okay. So we don't know who's starting Sunday, but also important to note that Monday starts a series for them against the Brewers.
Yeah, but you got to get the offense going. So I was wrong. That's a little bit of a softer. I really like Ashcraft. Ashcraft's been throwing well, and you don't see a lot of command guys. He's just not throwing 99 like you would see at Skeens or a Keller or all those kind of guys. So I was wrong. They're kind of dipping that. But in the division, you rarely have teams that in the division are like, man, like we're just going to come out and just hammer these guys for 3 games. In the division, you just know each other so well that they're usually close games. So it's tough. Even though it is the Pirates, it's a tough series to then lead up to the toughest series and probably the biggest series of their season, since they're going to make the playoffs, to test themselves against what I think is the best team in the NL right now.
There you go. And that would be the Milwaukee Brewers.